welcome to the show, guys. Welcome to the show. Right, let's get this started. Let's get this rolling. Thank you very much for everyone coming to the show. Awesome. I know some of you guys like when I say that. Awesome. Costin is here. Thank you very much, my brother. Nice for coming to the show. Let's start this off and let's talk about the market, basically what's going on in the market, and we'll probably drop some stuff about Paradex as well. Massive conversations going on, loads of feedback, loads of new ideas, loads of new implementations. It's just going to be crazy. I'm telling you, Paradex is going to be absolutely insane. Albin is here. Awesome, my brother. Awesome. Nice to see you here. Right, let's shoot into the show and see what's going on. Right. BTC coming into that support zone, holding that trend. Nothing too fantastic. As I said yesterday as well, I said as long as it holds the trend, it's fine. Okay, it's not in a bad place or anything like this. What we don't want to see is it fall into this zone and go below, because that would cause us some problems. Let me see. JB's, hey bro, sorry. I've still not downloaded Discord. I know I'm missing out. No worries, JB's. Listen, the link will post below. You've got the link in the description. Join the Discord. You're not missing out anything because Paradex hasn't launched yet. We're just starting the campaign. In fact, it's because it's a community thing. And also, I'm going to explain quite a bit about this as well because there was some confusion. There was a brother who called me yesterday and he goes, so let me get this right. It's a community project. We buy the tokens, we do XYZ, and we own the protocol. I was like, no, I don't own it, so you don't either. The Paradex itself is a decentralized exchange using the technology of Prism Network and the factory routers of Paradex. And it's a cross-chain, cross-compatible, decentralized exchange, which pulls liquidity from every other exchange that is connected to the routers. I know that's a little bit technical, but let me explain. It's a layer on top of the blockchains. So some people call it a layer 3 solution. Some people call it a layer 4, which you may not have heard. I mean, you've heard layer 1s and layer 2s. Paradex is more like a layer 3 to layer 4 solution. So it's pretty crazy what it's about to do. And no, nobody owns it. I don't own it. I'm just the guy who came up with the idea, who's got the community together. That's about it. Call me more of an ambassador. I'm not a founder, nothing. I'm not going to treat myself as a founder or anything like that. So please do understand that it's an open source protocol. Anybody could go and view the codes and verify those codes. Obviously, once it's launched, it's also going to be audited. So we'll have the audit reports and everything for the tokens, especially because for the DEX, it's already done. The DEX was actually built by Omnitia, so that would be awesome. Paradex will not be available to buy yet because we are not selling it. We will be doing a public fair launch. So it's going to be launched on the protocol, on the decentralized exchange that we're launching on the Paradex, the tokens itself. And you will go and what I like to call sacrifice or lock your tokens. So whatever token, we're going to be doing it on BNB. So you go and lock your BNB, and whatever BNB you locked and whatever's in the pool, you get an allocation of that. So we will be doing, we are considering doing 3 stages. Stage 1, we do the, fair launch, where you decide what the price of the token is going to be based on how many BNB is going to be locked into the pool. But it is a 2-year lock. It is a 2-year lock. So it's going to be locked for 2 years to make sure that there's no rug pulls, there's no manipulation or anything like this. That's what we're going to do. Stage 3 is going to be more like a pre-sale, means there will be a little bit of a discount, not too much, and there will be a 12-month lock period there. But stage 2 may not even come to fruition because we are still having discussions in if we should just do the whole thing in the fair launch. I think I kind of like the idea of fair launch. It's decentralized, we don't control anything, and then we'll release it publicly to everybody. So then on the exchanges, you can go and buy, sell, do whatever. That would be when you would be able to buy, but we don't dictate the price. So we want to stick to the true decentralized nature and allow you to dictate what the price is going to be based on what you're going to put on. So I will keep the announcements coming. Also, instead of creating multiple Discord servers and this and that, I'm currently keeping it all in the main Discord server, in the sdcrypto Discord server, and as you can see, I've rebranded everything a little bit just to kind of attach it. Of course, later on, once we grow, and if the DEX itself grows, I have a Discord server connected. I will activate that, but it's going to be a matter of getting people to come and manage it, and getting community members and collaborations basically in order to move forward. But it's a big project, it's not small, it's a very, very big project, it's a very ambitious project. It's a cross-chain decentralized exchange, one of a kind in its own right, and it connects to multi-chains, so you can buy something from so if you enter the decentralized exchange, you should be able to buy a token from a complete different exchange. Technically, it's going to act like a centralized exchange where you can go and buy whatever you want, but you're doing it in a decentralized way. It changes the game. But keep an eye out. I'll do more announcements. I'll probably do some AMAs, and I'll also probably do some tutorials how to interact with all of this, and how to deal with it. Also, talking about interaction, we want to make it idiot proof. So the idea is we want to create an interface that anybody could just go and find it familiar and just press one or two buttons and that's it. You know what I mean? So simplify it as much as possible, because there's too many complications in when you're dealing with blockchains. So that's something we want to do. And also, fees are a big concern, which is why Binance Chains was chosen. But I think when Prism Network launches and Prism Network becomes the chain of the chains, there will be some adjustments to the fees, so we can save some fees and hopefully get it close enough to almost nothing. So it's a big ambitious project. It's not going to be finished yet, but Paradex is going to be launching very, very soon. The community is all rallied up, everybody's ready to go, but I'm still constantly thinking about how to do this. But just to kind of answer a few of the questions that some of the people have, no, we're not doing a sale. It's going to be a fair launch, and nobody owns the protocol. It's part of the internet. It's going to be on the blockchain. It's there permanently. We don't change anything, and we don't own anything. Neither do I, and nobody does. We can have names attached to it. Okay, we founded it as a community, but that's about it. There's no ownership. There's no company. There's no shares. None of that business. So true decentralized. Free Energy says, isn't this what Wu is aiming to solve? Deep interaction liquidity? Not entirely. You see, Wu is a private exchange. Yeah, they may be trying to get deep liquidity, but they're private. They've had a private sale, $30 million raised. It's a venture, right? It's a venture capital. So a whole bunch of traditional centralized people came together to create an exchange because they missed the boat. So of course they want to create something, and that's the reason why there's a massive hype around it. I mean, when you have $30 million raised, you can do anything. For our project, Paradex, Empiredex, Prism Chain, these are all going to be self-funded. So it's like Prism was already self-funded, Empiredex is already self-funded, and there's not a single grant or anything. They haven't taken any money from anybody, completely self-funded. Paradex, when we launch it, it's also going to be self-funded to the extent where most of the marketing that is going to be done, I'm going to be doing it from my own pocket. So I'm not taking any community money or anything. Of course, there's an option. Other people have said to me, dude, we would love to invest cash into this. I just don't know how to do it. So I said, look, I don't know. I mean, I have to really, really think about it, how I'm going to create the tokenomics based on that, in the private investment. But even if it is, the money's just going to go into a black hole, which means you're never going to see it again. So I'm completely transparent. I'm like, look, I can't give you shares in something that I don't even own myself, because once it's released to the world, it's decentralized. So they may be trying to solve deep liquidity, but I don't think they're going to get there. Again, centralized exchanges, it could do anything. I mean, if you need liquidity, say for example, if we've got a budget of, I would say, $400,000 to $500,000, I know exactly how to get liquidity. I'm not joking. I can get liquidity. I can get $1 billion, maybe even $10 billion worth of liquidity instantly. I'm not joking. So money talks. And, in the future, if we decide, maybe we will do something in a centralized manner in the future. But it's not going to have anything to do with Paradex. I can assure you that Paradex is decentralized, and it will always stay decentralized. We can all put our names to it, and we can all be proud that we've come together to do this, but we'll never own it. That's the beauty about Paradex. It's like Bitcoin. There's actually no owner. You know what I mean? Everybody owns a portion of Bitcoin by owning the Bitcoin. So when the Paradex token launches, and I will release the ticker very soon, obviously we're holding it back because we don't want to release the project yet, because there's going to be so many scams out there. We know they're just going to start jumping out everywhere. So I'm keeping it very calm. I'm keeping it kind of under the radar, just giving a little bit of a hint here and there. And the idea is I'm going to make this go viral. So let's see where it goes. So Paradex is coming. Don't worry, it's coming. And as I said, I will constantly keep everybody updated. Pretty much I'll always keep some sort of a segment or some sort of an update in pretty much every one of my videos if it's necessary. If it's not, it's not going to be to the point where, as I said, I'll do videos, complete videos just for Paradex. So patience, it's coming. When it's ready, I will announce all of these things. Now let's get back into the content and talk about the market, what it's doing. So yeah, I mean, BTC come back to this zone. As long as it doesn't fall into this kind of a quicksand area, we should be okay. Okay, that's all I'm going to say. We should be absolutely okay. We could see a nice little bounce and move back up. Trend so far is super solid. I'm not concerned about that. I have been keeping an eye on the total market cap, and I can tell you the total market cap has also been holding trend. And yeah, I mean, it's been kind of bloody in the last few days. So let's see where it goes. But as long as we can get back above this neckline here, this 2.88, I think we should be on trajectory to get to that 3 trillion, because we missed it by $2 billion just the other day. So yeah, very close, very close. It's getting there. Let's see what happens. But yeah, I mean, let's just put it this way. If we look at BTC on a weekly, we had all of these green weeks, or blue weeks in my case, right? So seeing one red really doesn't scare me. Do you know what I mean? If you look at this on a weekly, we're on a higher high. This is the highest we've ever had. So if we did get a little bit of rejection, a bit of a sell-off, a bit of a profit taking, it doesn't really affect us. Still very cool, very cool. Even on a weekly, you can see we've got this massive line here. I mean, pretty much the same as what I drew already, but super solid, super solid. Of course, emotions and everything is messed up, because you know how it's kind of freaky, right? When you look at the market, right? When you look at the fear and greed, and let's let this come, fear and greed, it's at 72 right now. People are afraid, but that's the whole thing about shake-ups, right? When they shake you out, that's exactly what happens. Let's have a look and see how this reacts. Right, so we had about 1300 BTC leave the exchanges. Looks solid, no complaints there. I won't really bother looking too much into all of this stuff, because the market's just doing its little thing. I mean, what you got to really be proud of, and I think what you got to have some faith in, is, look, we're at 2.8 trillion, guys. I mean, that's something to think about it. Of course, if we have 1 or 2% dip here and there, don't worry too much about it. Don't worry too much about it. The most important thing is $2.8 trillion. I know a lot of you guys are new. You haven't seen the original numbers that we used to have. But I can assure you, back in the days, we used to have some silly numbers, silly numbers. And I can demonstrate this here for you. If we just go into the total market cap, keep it on the weekly. And for example, if we come here, July 2021, so that's not long ago, we had $1.4 trillion, right? Let's have another area here. So for example, February 2020, $300 billion, right? If we look around this area, $98 billion. This is 2017. You can see 2017 zone, $700 billion. So guys, we're on a really nice upward momentum. The markets are growing, more and more protocols are coming, more and more money is filtering in, and the ecosystem's growing exponentially, in my opinion. I mean, from being on the top at $700 billion in 2017, and 4 or 5 years later we're like 4 times that amount. That's not a bad deal. That's 4x, you know. So we know that where we are now, maybe in a decade, will be 4x this. And we have talked about this because we said, look, we've got the potential to go to around $38 trillion at some stage, and that's going to be coming. Let me just refresh the chat, guys. I'm not sure if it's because I can notice like whenever sometimes it just doesn't do anything, and that's when I know it's just bugged out or something. Let me quickly just check this. Right, guys, if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe, hit that like, share with one other, do whatever you need to do, share on your Facebook, share on your WhatsApp, share on your Twitter, wherever. Smash those likes so we can get the community rallied, community know what's really going on, and more people come on and find actual value. Because I want to do something crazy compared to everybody else. I'm not just going to come here, just tell you, do some TA and this and that, which I'm doing already, and I will do that for as long as I exist, right? But there's so many people who are new in this community who've never had that first time opportunity, because everyone says, well, how do you buy a pre-sale, or how do you buy something before it launches? Those are the opportunities I'm trying to create for people. So yeah, market looking super solid, no complaints here. Let's see where it goes tonight, tomorrow, and see where it goes. But I don't think it's going to really do anything until Tuesday, so I'm going to wait until Tuesday, see what it does. Tonight might be a good day, just a little recovery. Tomorrow might be a good day, but we've got to wait and observe and double check on Tuesday. So yeah, we've got until Tuesday. Ethereum again holding trend line just below, just dipped a little bit below, not to worry too much. Let's see where it goes, and it's turned blue as green as well. So awesome, no complaints here. Let's have a look at BNB, doing a nice little recovery, coming back to test the zone. Absolutely fine, guys, absolutely fine. I know a lot of people were complaining about DOT, right? So they said you know, the Parachains auction didn't help DOT. Not entirely true. What you have to understand with Parachains auction is it's a 45-day long auction. So we've got 45 days, and technically nothing has been locked. The lock is after the auction. The 2-year lock is after the auction, because anything right now being pledged is only there for 45 days. And if the auction is not won by whichever protocol, then they end up they have to refund it all back, right? So on the 46th day, everything's coming back. So please do understand this, right? So here, look at this, right? So we can see the stats here, who's winning and who's not. So first auction progress on Polkadot. Look, day one, you can see who's winning and who's losing. So we can see Akala's now taken position 1. But I knew that was going to happen because Akala target is so small compared to Moonbeam. Of course, we all want to see Moonbeam win. However, I've kind of played it dirty. So what I did was I put a very strong percentage here and an equal percentage here. So it's more like a casino thing. I'm betting on both. Why bet on one? I'd rather bet half of one, because ultimately my wins are going to be fine, and whatever's not going to win, I'm going to really get it back again anyway, and then I can stake it, do whatever. So I bet on both of them. So let's see where it goes. Affinity is one I bet quite a bit. That's come down. So I'm sad to see that one. Centrifuge I didn't bet, but I do hold a few. So let's see what that does. But there's a few as I said, there's a whole bunch of them that I've actually invested into. Interesting. Look, they've got Paradex, and they've got parallel, because we are doing parallel dexes. So yeah, parallel, awesome. So that means I can't have para as my ticker. No worries, I've got one of the best tickers you can ever imagine. So that's all coming. But don't worry, listen, as I said, it's the last few days. So I did mention this on Discord as well. I said, look, whenever these kind of events happen, people usually come in on the last day, or last week, or last few days. That's when the information gets out. Half the people don't even know about it. They're not clued on. They don't understand it. And by the time they get in, it's late. And obviously, if the market's now kind of bleeding out a little bit, then they're buying the dip. They're literally buying the dip. You'd rather buy the dip, get it cheaper, get more tokens than you had before, and then do the auction. So it's going to be pretty cool. Pretty cool. Let's see where it goes. I'm going to observe this. I know it's going to surprise everybody when it does move. So I did say just be patient with it. Watch what it does when it does come. Solana holding trend, coming back. Pattern is super solid, no complaints. And also just notice the RSI is looking super solid. So RSI is okay, but stochastic RSI, look at this, beautiful. So it's giving us a signal that it's about to bounce as long as the market moves forward, of course. Cardano held, so nothing too fascinating, but it held, so not bad. Not bad. I see a lot of people out there shilling SHIB or dissing SIP. So it's like these big boys out there, they come out and they're like, oh, you should do this with your SHIB, you should do that with your SHIB. And I'm like, seriously guys, why don't you just leave it alone? Why don't you just leave it alone? You know, you're not a maxi, you probably hold some, but why bother? Just let it be. Oh, so Custard Boot says, I have DOT, but what is the action? It's not action, it's auction. So the auction thing that we have, basically on Polkadot, if you want to see some next level technology or next level DeFi protocols or any projects basically launch, lending, whatever, you as the people have the power to go and lock your DOT into this and say, I want this to win. So the public decides who should get the parachain slot. And so these companies, they have they have other projects as well, and now they're launching on the mainnet, because they originally built stuff on the Kasuma, which you can see here. This is the Kasuma stuff. Let me just show you. And they've succeeded already. A lot of these have succeeded. So for example, you can see there's plenty more coming up here. Right now, what you'll find is these guys here are like the beta of what's about to happen. So obviously Polkadot is the main chain, and in Polchain you are going to be locking your token. So you lock your token DOT onto the protocol that you want to support. If that protocol wins, you get a specific amount of tokens rewarded to you, and your DOT will be locked for 2 years, and then 2 years later obviously it will be released, and whatever these tokens are, you're getting them for free technically. Of course it's not free because it's locked, but you are getting them for free. And if DOT appreciates in value over the next 2 years, should be awesome. I have to point one thing out though. I do like the timing. I was kind of concerned about the timing. I was like, they did it on the top of the market, but actually I'm really happy that they did it at the top of the market, and they did it for 2 years. Let me explain why. We're in the middle of the bull cycle, the hot side, like, you know, the dangerous side of the bull market. We know that currently the market's going to rip. It can go parabolic any day, or it can crash, come down, whatever could happen, right? We know that we're in this danger zone. They've launched the parachain. If one of these projects win, and I'm hoping Moonbeam does, by the way, if they launch, then what happens is our DOT is locked for 2 years. If our DOT is locked for 2 years, we already know when the next halvening date for Bitcoin is, which is 2024. this will release just in time for the halvening. Well, that's how I'm thinking. It will actually release the dot just in time for the halvening, and we already know what the halvening does. Every halvening does, right? It's actually the next bull run. So let's just show you something. Look, right? That will make total sense to you. Total sense to you. Check this out. So you see here, these are halvening dates, right? These are halvening dates. And we can see the next halvening date is here, 2024. So they're launching it just before the halvening, because we can see just before every halvening, the actual bull run or the price action starts. Actually, also somebody asked me something yesterday about, can we see 100K and is this going to be an extended bull run? An extended bull run doesn't give a damn about the price. Remember this. So just to let you know, okay. I just wanted to get this out there. But look, when we have a halvening, these halvening dates, right, for us is very important dates. And we can see we're just going to be in time for this to move forward. So for me, I'm thinking it's a great idea. That means for the next cycle, my dot's going to be locked and I have zero access to them. And you know, when they come out, they should be worth a couple of hundred, maybe a couple of $1,000s. So I'm okay with that. It prevents me from looking at my balance and it prevents me from selling any. So I'm really happy. Also, if Custard Boot, if you want to do the parachain, go to Kraken, KuCoin or Binance, the centralized exchanges, and it's actually a lot more easier for you to do it there, because on those ones you get like a fake dot. So just in case you ever want to sell, you can always sell your fake dot. Okay, so you don't really lose your dot compared to us lot who's participated in the actual parachain itself. You got to connect your wallet and you got to send it there. We're not seeing those tokens at all. So our token's not really giving us anything other than that rewards that we're going to get in these tokens. So yeah, I hope that kind of makes sense. That's what's happening. So that's dot. That's dot. Someone asked for Kyber Network. I'll drop some Kyber Network in there as well. I do remember Kyber Network. He mentioned it on Discord, so I'm going to talk about this. But anyway, talking about eGold. eGold is doing awesome. Currently sitting at a new all-time high. Well, not entirely, but the body is there. But eGold is in a lovely little trajectory, as you can see. It's definitely moving up, doing this little thing. But yeah, I mean, yesterday was a lovely little discount on many of these things. So let me just check Kyber for him. KYB KNC, that's it, Kyber Network KNC. So just look at KNC, because it's an old project, and I'll be honest with you, I haven't looked at it for donkey's years. I have not looked at it. It's one of those ones that kind of failed. So you can see here, right, 2018 came down, hit the floor, and I just didn't look at it anymore, because if you look carefully, it was quite steep. The price was quite high. At $6, and then it went down to the ground and it hit that, like, 10 cents. And yeah, I mean, for me, I was a bit concerned. I didn't touch it. I didn't do nothing. I don't own any, I'll be honest with you. So but I can still look at this, not an issue. So where we are right now, if we just use this area here and say, okay, are we on an upward trajectory? Absolutely. Also, let me just quickly get some more data here. I want to check where, oh my days. Okay, so perfect. Look at this triangle, and you can see how we've literally just come and touch the third point right now. So it's coming into a zone, and usually when we're in these kind of a zone, we do see a nice little breakout, but the breakout's not going to be that big, I'll be honest with you, because if you do overlay this somewhere around here, wherever, that would be the target, right? So if we did put a target around here, it would be around here somewhere, and we can use a fib, current fib, to say, okay, what's the potential? Or it's taking us just on the top. If we use another fib, maybe from here, and say, okay, let's go to the bottom, what's the potential? Well, brings us to the Fibonacci 141 level. So that's pretty much it. Your target's not going to be as great, because remember, I mean, it's done something good, which is it's come to test this neckline here. You can see this neckline is testing this neckline here. Let's get rid of this, by the way. Get rid of all of this. So you can see how it's come in to test this neckline, which is okay, so that's good. But it has to still break above that one. So this particular one here, and then it's got a long way to go up to here. So we've got a massive run we need to do before we go anywhere. And that's what's going to confirm what all of this is. So I'll be really patient with all of this. If you are picking it up, I don't know who's brought it to your attention, but it's got a long way to go to its previous high. You can see it's got a 65%. Possibly can do it when everything goes parabolic, it can. But I'm just being logical because look, we've got almost 14,000. Sorry, is it 40,000? Yeah, 14,100 for God's sake, tokens, and I could add one more. Paradex is coming, so yes, plenty of more tokens coming. So just remember one thing, logic. I use logic to say this. There's always going to be something better. There's always going to be something fresh, something new. Yeah, the oldest horse could have been the best horse, but it's the old horse now. Sometimes you just got to let it go and bet on the new horse. So that's what's happening. Kyber Network and this and that, of course, they did awesome. They came out awesome. They came during the ICO phase. A lot of people made money. A lot of people lost a lot of money. But you don't see progression. That's what kind of is like the downfall of some of these projects. You just don't see progression. I'm so confident with and I can show this. I can be honest and show this. I'm so confident because we're having continuous talks, around the globe with multiple developers coming out with new ideas regarding Paradex and every other DEX that's going to be on the chain, and how we want to simplify it. That's an ongoing project. And think about it, not even funded. I mean, we could do some sort of a funding round, but it would be crazy, if we could actually pull it off without ever doing any funding. And then the value is from you. You decide what the value is going to be. That's one of the reasons why I call it the sacrifice phase. It means you're going to sacrifice your coins for 2 years, and that's how you get that. And of course, you dictate what the price is. So if you want to take the price to $100 a coin, good luck. Yeah, and you can. I don't see why you can't. Or if you want to keep the coin price at a penny, by all means, that's your call. You do that. And as I said, just to stay true to myself, as I said, I might do a tutorial, and I might buy some as a tutorial to show you guys, but I'm not going to participate on round one. Possibly if we have a round two, I'm not going to participate. I'll be buying and selling on an exchange. If we can get it to KuCoin, I'll probably buy it on KuCoin myself, but that's what I'm going to do. I'll definitely be buying my own token, because if you believe in your token, you should buy your own token. Albin Plays, what do you think about Elrond? Well, we already have a target for it, my brother. So I don't know if you followed us before. Elrond is a super solid project. The thing is with Elrond, the reason they get super value is because how they lock it. You see, they lock it, and that's what gives them the value. When you lock your Elrond, you're getting a secondary token, right? Which is more going to be like a meme coin, but regardless, you're getting these staking rewards. Pretty much the same concept we're using on Paradex. You lock your tokens, you get more. So it creates infinite value, or not infinite, but there's a limit to it, but there's value, right, to how much supply there is. So Elrond is minting fresh tokens and staking and rewarding people, and it's growing. More people are making more money. They put $100 there. They've got $110 tomorrow in their balance. So as they progress, the coins are appreciating in value, but also because they're locked, the supply is reduced, and that helps the network. So it's the tokenomics is really good. And Elrond, we already have a target. As you can see, we have a 367 target and a 483 target. We already have a target for all of these, and we feel that Elrond can easily go to that $500 level, maybe in the future, maybe even 1,000, but we're not going to go too optimistic yet. Okay, no, we're not going to be too optimistic yet. We want to get to the first target. So we've got number 1 target, number 2 target, and we've been targeting them from when we were like 200 and something dollars. So think about that. You know, we are super bullish on that one. What is the difference between tokens and just owning a crypto? Okay, that's a good question. Custard Boot, crypto is, so cryptocurrency, let's try and define certain things. So cryptocurrency, the coin, and token. A token is an asset on someone's blockchain. The blockchain is the crypto, because the blockchain is the cryptographically secured tokenized coin of that native blockchain. So Ethereum has its ETH token as its own protocol, its own little coin that's native to its blockchain. When we build something on Ethereum, we are not building another blockchain. We are using Ethereum to tokenize our assets. So there's a huge difference between a blockchain and a token. Blockchain has the cryptocurrency, the coin, and there's only a few hundred of them available right now, by the way, because actual blockchains like Solana, Cardano, even Shiba is going to be soon, but not yet. So you've got eGold, Elrond, for example, that's their own blockchain. So those are blockchain coins, which are actually cryptocurrency, cryptographically secured. And on top of that, as a layer 2, we have tokens. So Paradex is going to be a token. It's not going to be a coin. It's not a crypto. It's using somebody else's technology to launch its own protocol. Okay, so that will be a token. In the future, if we launch our own blockchain, then we become a cryptocurrency officially. We're not a token anymore. The class change. For example, Prism Network right now is a token, but when Prism Network launches its blockchain, officially it's not going to be classed as a token anymore, because it would be a blockchain, so it will have a cryptocurrency attached to it. Difference of owning them? Nothing, absolutely nothing. You know, they all share the native values that have been added on to the main coin anyway. So whether you hold Ethereum or whether you hold any cryptocurrency built with Ethereum, same situation, because you're valuing the project, and all projects can pump to the moon. I mean, we've got projects, for example, if you look here, I'll give you a good example. So this is Ethereum. Out of this 14,000 coins, I can assure you maybe about 10,000 have been built on Ethereum. If not, they're built on Binance. They're built on Solana. They're built on, or some of them are going to be built on Cardano. We've talked about Polkadot. They're going to be built on Polkadot. That's a blockchain. But if you look at the prices, and I want to show you this very important thing. So if you look at the prices, for example, Ethereum is at $4,600 right now. I'll show you a coin that is worth a lot more than Ethereum, and it's built on Ethereum, and it's a token. Let's show you. I know it's here. I'm just going to show it to you because it will be really, really nice to see. I mean, here's a good example, but I'm not going to say anything with this one. Built on Ethereum, it's worth $3,000. But leave that aside. I want to show you another one that's a lot more, worth a lot more. It's probably lost a few ranks. Oh no, it's there, look. Yearn Finance, 100% built on Ethereum. It's a token. It's just a protocol connected to a thing. $32,000. $32,000. How can you use a token versus a crypto? There's no difference, bro. It's the same thing. Token or a crypto, remember the token built on a blockchain shares the same structure, the same background. It's the same thing. It's like an Ethereum is an ERC20 standard. That means any other token built with the same standard is an ERC20, is an Ethereum. Does that make sense to you? It's the same thing. It's absolutely same. This is what it is. It's like if it's built on Binance, we call it a BSC chain, a BEP20 or whatever, right? That's all it is. They're all the same thing, right? There's you can use them. If you can use one on something, you can use the other. You know, if you can use Ethereum via your debit card, for example, and a lot of people do this via Visa and MasterCard, well, you can use any ERC20 provided the company's not a scammy one. That's it. So you can use tokens, you can use coins for payments. Think about it. I'm not joking. Paradex will be, at some stage, if we can get it there, you should be able to spend it in a shop to buy something. That's the idea. That's the vision. Why? Because it shares the ERC271, ERC kind of, not the ERC, sorry, BSC20, my bad, sorry, I'm thinking Ethereum. It shares the BSC20 standard, right? So because it has that standard, that means we can actually use it anywhere Ethereum is used as well. So think about this. This is two different blockchains, but they share this native, something native. Ethereum and BSC actually share the same code base. At the end, it says ERC20, and this one says BEP20. So ultimately, they're both the same. One has higher fee, one has lower fee, and it's very easy to integrate them to anything, and you can use them wherever you want. It doesn't make a difference. And of course, when you buy tokens or anything like this, you have to make sure there's, like, you know, there's a reason why you're buying. You buy, I mean, number one reason is people buy it for money. I think Albin's going. Awesome, my brother. Thank you. No worries. We'll catch you later. Thank you very much. Go back to work. Okay, Custard. So when you buy your coins, whatever, you've got 14,000 to choose from. You have to decide, your decision, what you're buying it for. Now, I always say most people buy for money, to make more money. That's the obvious reason. So you buy to make more money. Now, we have new protocols which are coming out, and we are coming out with one where you buy another coin to make even more money, stake that coin to make even more money, and probably even yield farm all of that to make even more money. So the idea is all about money. Of course, if you're now supporting Paradex, for example, you wanted to invest into Paradex, well, one, you've provided liquidity, so you are actually an original investor, someone who bought it for pennies, someone who's going to benefit hugely compared to everybody else. And you've supported this thing, so you're benefiting at the end, but you're supporting it in the beginning, if that makes sense, right? Whereas you could just buy it just to benefit from any pumps or whatever like this. So yeah, I mean, different people have different views. You know, for me, I always say, look, I don't marry the coins. It's not going to happen. You know, even BTC, I'm a super fan of BTC. I'm a super fan of Ethereum. But I'm not going to marry them. That means when it's time over for them, when I've made enough, I'm going to get out and find something new, find something fresh. But I think out of moral obligation, I will definitely, because obviously it's a vision that we have, I will definitely be buying my own token. Yeah. So Paradox is a token of the Binance blockchain. Yes, Paradox will be a token of the Binance blockchain, but it will be cross-chain compatible with every other chain. And in the future, it will be a cryptocurrency because it's going to be a decentralized governance DAO. So you didn't get that one, did you? It's a big long sentence. So yes, it's starting life as a token. And in the future, probably around 2022, 2023, it will be converted. So you don't have to do anything. All the tokens will have an upgrade which allows them to be a cryptocurrency. So I hope that kind of makes sense. So we do have plans to make it into a cryptocurrency, but life has to start somewhere, right? So for us, originally the life is going to be involved on Binance. We're going to have to launch it via something, and why, you know, reinvent the wheel when it's already done? But we want to change a few things. Of course, we can't do those on Binance. So what do? We build our own blockchain. So that's what the vision is. Um, how do I get involved with that? Custard, I'm going to announce everything on Discord. As I said earlier on this video, if you rewind back, I actually did mention I've been getting a lot of calls from a lot of people who want to invest cash. And I've said to them, I said, guys, I don't want your cash, because we're doing a fair launch, which means you decide how many BNB you want to lock for the next 2 years. And based on how many BNB you give us, you get that amount of equivalent amount of tokens. That's what you buy. And then the whole ecosystem generates a price. So there's a calculator there. It would generate a price for the token. And that's the first time the token actually becomes live and you actually see a price. So we don't dictate that. So people have come to me and said, oh, I'll give you $1,000, I'll give you $10,000, please sell it to me and let me be one of the founders or whatever. And I was like, but you can't be, I don't own it. It's an idea, it's a vision, but it's a protocol, open source. That's the whole purpose of being open source, means nobody owns it. You know, we all own it. It's our token, everybody. It's like, you know, it's a network. We all own the network as long as we hold the currency, the coins. But I don't know what price to sell it to you. So how am I going to sell you anything? Great, thank you for offering me $10,000. But what price do I give it to you? So this is one of the reasons why I said I'm going to do the fair launch first. And then I'll see if I want to do a pre-sale. So think about the word I just used. I said a fair launch, which decides the price, and then we'll probably do a pre-sale from the foundation amount to generate some income or maybe some marketing money or something like this. Then we can say what price it is. We can sell it to you for less than the market price if we wanted to, because we're just doing a P2P transfer which doesn't react on the blockchain, so it's fine. But before, I can't do anything. So when it is launched, you will know about it. We'll get the websites up very soon. So I'll get the websites and the notification, like I'll create an email notification or something. But all of those will be done very soon. I've already secured all the websites. I've secured 3 websites for the same project. In fact, one of the website address is an NFT. I have mentioned this. And that NFT, so there's 2 NFTs now. Those NFTs will be the cryptocurrency wallet, the actual public wallets. So people can actually hit that and verify exactly how many coins are inside, how many coins are inside the contracts, and everything. So it's going to be 100% decentralized, transparent. You should be able to see everything. You should be able to go to every person's wallet and see exactly how much they have. You know, so that's how I'm doing it. You know, fair launch is a fair launch. There's not going to be any backwards, oh, you know, let's sell it privately. Let's try and raise $1 million privately. And that's what Woo did and a few other projects do. That's not normally known as an ICO. But because we're not doing an ICO, we're not doing an IDO, we're doing a fair launch. We did not sell you anything. And the token itself is generated automatically based on the parameters we set up, obviously. There's no SEC problem, FCA problem, none of that. There's no regulation problem because we never sold you anything. It's like a sacrifice. It's like you going there and saying, okay, I want to sacrifice 10 BNB or I want to sacrifice 1 BNB. So you've put that into that pool, which pool is not accessible, right? So that pool is not accessible. And then in return, you receive the equivalent amount of Paradex. So that's what it is. That's what I like to call it, a sacrifice phase, because that's what's going to be. You're going to sacrifice an XYZ amount, and that technically you're buying, but it's a technical buy, not a official buy, if that makes any sense. And I can openly say this, that I'm not hiding anything here because I'm not trying to break any rules. You know what I mean? I'm making sure that everybody can participate, even people from USA who the governments don't want you to participate. Well, I'm making sure that as long as we do a fair launch, anybody on this planet can participate on this thing. So spread the word. There's a fair launch coming. Guys, if there's any other questions, let me know. Obviously, I can go on forever with Paradex. Trust me. If you talk about it, some of the ideas, the visions, what plans we got, I could talk about it forever because It's not something small, and it's not something that's been thought up. But yes, it has been sped up. So it's been visioned for a very long time, and meeting few people, making connections in the industry, has sped it up to the process, like, point where fast moving. In fact, today I just submitted the paperwork for another project which I haven't announced. I haven't bought the website. I haven't done anything. I'm thinking if I can launch Paradex, I might even integrate it into Paradex, or at least have a section around there so you can actually interact with Solana as well. But Paradex is also going to have that feature, so I'm just keeping it aside. I'm thinking, okay, let's see what the Solana team does, and if they can succeed, and if they do a better one, great, then I'll announce it. If not, then we've got the Paradex one, which is also going to have a Solana bridge. And yeah, so remember guys, it's going to be Dex of the Dex, a chain of the chain. So that means we should be able to interact with any chains and any decentralized exchanges across the whole crypto sphere. And it's going to be insane in a decentralized way. Think about it. Any coin is a pair. It saves you from, like, sometimes we have to go in and we have to buy crypto, buy USDT just to buy some coin. We don't want USDT. What if I just want to buy it with my say crypto.com coin? Well, I want to buy Ethereum for my crypto.com coin. Now I can. Now I absolutely can. So hope that kind of makes sense. But yeah, listen, other than that, I'm not going to make this longer. I do have to go. It's about 3:30. I've actually got a 50-mile drive. So I'm going to catch you guys later. I hope this was informative. I'm going to catch you in another one if I need to. And listen, if you guys want me to do just the Paradex one, I can talk all day. Let me know in Discord. Join Discord. Like, share, subscribe. And mention it in Discord. I will definitely do just one stream just for you guys. AMA. Ask me anything about Paradex, and I think I can do a really good job of it. Okay, other than that, guys, I'll see you soon. Adios, my amigos.